Yeah. We should. Yeah. It didn't rain for us. It missed us. We should did.
Well, it was beautiful yesterday, so then today the surf was up, so fuck right. I should just go over it. Big difference.
Welcome to the 13th meeting of the Honolulu Liquor Commission. Please turn your cell phones completely off. Even having your cell phones on vibrate will interfere with the tape recording of these proceedings. When addressing the commission, please remember to state and spell your name clearly and to speak into the microphones. Commissioners, I see we have some minutes to approve.
Yes, Mr. Vice Chair. Motion to approve the regular and executive session minutes for the first meeting dated July 3rd, 2025, and the second meeting dated July 10th, 2025.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the regular and executive session minutes of the first and the second meeting dated 7/3/25 and 7/10/25. Any objections or reservations? Seeing none, the chair also votes aye. The minutes are approved. Moving on to our regular public hearing, calling agenda item number 1, application number 25-00723 from Hawaii Ohana Wines LLC.
Good afternoon, Vice Chair, members of the Commission, Greg Nishio, as agent appearing on behalf of the applicant. To my right is Randy Detrick, manager. I've given the spelling of his name to the hearings reporter prior to the start of today's hearing. Again, no changes to the investigator's report.
Ms. Harai.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair and Commissioners. This application has received 0 written protests, 0 letters in support. Applicant has met statutory requirements for the submission of this application.
Okay, so before I ask from the audience, there is someone that has listed their name that would like to testify for agenda item number 1. Is there a George Atkins? Yes, please step forward, sit over here, and then they are going to swear you in, and there will be a 3-minute timer.
Okay, sir, if you'll raise your right hand, please. Do you swear that the testimony you give at today's hearing will be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
So I'm testifying here today in place of the chairperson of the North Shore Neighborhood Board. My name is George Atkins, and her name is Kathleen Pahanui. We're writing our concerns about this license and sell alcohol outside of a commercial area. Here are our immediate concerns. Kaukonahuna Road is the most dangerous road on the island of Oahu. The increase in traffic over the last 10 years has been significant. In 2025 alone, there have been 35 accidents, 13 classified as major by HPD. It's a standard of most wineries to allow tasting, encouraging purchasing. Will they have tasting room? Please refer to the Hawaii Ohana Wines LLC is not in good standing with the state of Hawaii. And I have printouts from DCC. If you'd like a copy of it.
So you need to provide the copies to our administration here.
There's one. Another one. And
it?
we can just work with you. That's annual filing. So,
All right, okay. All righty.
So this LLC is listed. They did file with the GCCA in 2024, and that expired. They filed again in 2025. They are they are delinquent. They are not in good standing with the state, and their address for this corporation give me a second, is a town in Pennsylvania, not as listed on the application. Saylorsburg, Pennsylvania. And the owner apparently is
They could have been.
We're coming up on time.
And so,
Yeah.
last name Dietrich Randy Timothy with an address in Pennsylvania. So they do not exist at the address on the application.
so Mr. Atkins. Mr. Atkins, you are coming up on the 3 minutes. I'm going to give you an additional minute because you did have to give your papers. But once that's done, then you'll need to finish, okay?
They do have a GET license, but we were unable to determine if they were in good standing. The tax department would not tell us that. So maybe you guys would like to find that out. This type of business is great in the proper location, and if they're growing and using local products and making wine, even better. However, at this time, we respectfully request the Liquor Commission withhold their approval until owner has had a chance to talk with the community. Also, his business needs to be in compliance with the state. So those are our concerns.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Atkins. So before I ask you to step down, if there's any questions by the commissioners prior.
I don't have any.
So the only thing I would ask Mr. Atkins is part of the process for getting a liquor license is they do need to submit something to your board, right?
To us.
To you folks and to meet with you folks. Did you guys ever get a notice and did you guys ever put them on your agenda?
No, we didn't. No, we did not, sir.
Okay,
You haven't spoken with us at all.
okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
So before I continue on, I am going to ask if there's anyone else in the audience that would either like to provide testimony either for or against this application. Okay, seeing none. You may have a chance to answer whatever you have answers to for the questions or issues that they proposed.
Thank you, Vice Chair. Basically, before the liquor license assuming that the commission gives its consent for the approval for a license, before we can pick up the license itself, they've got to show compliance, certificate of good standing with the DCCA rules, as well as a tax clearance. So that's not non-issue as far as we're concerned. I mean, they can take care of that delinquency, it's not a problem, and even correct the mailing address. I believe when they initially filed it, it was because that was the mailing address that they had. And they have a current agent, which is, I believe, a third party agent, which will accept service of process here locally, which is the most important thing. This matter would not be set for, I believe, the public hearing if notice was not given to the proper neighborhood board. And I believe that is in the materials provided,
Okay.
as we always do, you know.
So the additional things, right, I do think that if this license were to go through the process and become approved, I do think you would want to work the best you can within your own neighborhood to make sure that your own neighborhood board or your own neighbors would want you to be there. Okay, and so I'm just saying that, you know, whether you were able to meet on the board or not on the board, however you end up with this license or however it pans out in the end, you should I would suggest getting yourself to the neighborhood board, getting on a meeting or on there so that they can raise their issues or their concerns.
Chair,
Yes.
one more thing, just to also clarify for the record, they will have a tasting room operation. They're open from 11 a.m. in the morning till dark,
Okay.
and they shut down. But it's not, you know, something where somebody will sit down and just stay, you know, plant
Okay.
themselves and consume
Yeah,
wine.
so-
Stay.
I guess a question I would have based on your time, you're saying till dark. So what does that mean? Because technically, right, as summer time period happens, you get lighter longer, and as winter happens, you get darker sooner. So are we gonna have like a set of time periods you're gonna have, or is it just going to be seasonally changed? Because we would want to know ourselves. So if we were to send investigators to do some type of investigation or need to go and see something, they'd be able to be there during an open procedure.
I turned that over to Randy.
Okay,
Maybe you
sure.
can say specifically.
Yeah, we live right on the farm. You know, so our house is here, then there's vineyards, then there's a cacao orchard down below it. And I plan on doing tours where it would start, you know, kind of between the vineyards and the cacao. We would go down in the cacao and I'd talk about the different varieties we grow and taste the chocolate that we make right there on the farm. Like when we go from the tree right to the bar, right on the farm there.
Okay.
You know, every step, the mellinger, the whole step. And then we would go through the cacao up into the vineyard, and I've kind of ended some rows short so we can sit right amongst the vineyards and taste some wine that we've made from the vineyards there. And then it kind of goes back out and then back where it all began. I plan on opening at 11 in the morning, and I'm hoping to do 2 to 3 tours a day. By 6, we will be closed every day. I have no interest in being open late. I mean, my children, these are my children in the back here. I have young kids, and it's, yeah, I mean, it's mainly gonna be tour driven, you know, yeah, and I think that, I mean, I don't want to say it's all guaranteed to be reservation based, but I want to make it where to do the tour, you gotta book the reservation to be on, you know, to be able to show up and do the tour. And, you know, I really want to create something that's fun and, you know, enjoyable, that they can experience the North Shore. You know, I think this would be the only property in the world that has both cacao and vines growing side by side. I think that's why we've been excited for this. But it would be very educational, tour driven.
Okay.
Okay, I was just gonna confirm for the record that the file contains a photocopy of the notice that was sent to Kathleen Hinui, Chair of the North Shore Neighborhood Board, was signed for by Camellia Gomes. I think that's having a
Okay.
little trouble with the
So a confirmation that it was,
Confirmation that
Delivered.
there was something delivered to
okay.
for
That
our
was a-
neighborhood
that was
board.
a
That was the main thing. I was more concerned about. Okay,
Just a question, Vice Chair. Ms. Nishoki, did I hear you correctly? Did you say there is gonna be a wine tasting room?
It's not really a room. It's all outdoors. Everything's
All
outdoors.
So it'll be part of the tour, right? So
Yeah.
in the main area or
Yep.
wherever the offices areas are, you're not planning on having wine tasting in the building?
No, not in any building.
Okay.
I stand
just want
corrected.
to clarify that.
Yeah, no, there's like a deck. It's a, you know, if you go to like a chocolate tasting, it's very similar to that, where there's like a little pavilion area. It's all outside, you know, everything.
Commissioner, thank you. I stand
mostly-
corrected on that. I'm sorry, Chair.
no, you're fine. So anything I was gonna add to that, so mostly your tastings are gonna be based off your tours that you do, not where someone can just come in off the street, drive in, say, I wanna do a wine tasting. It's part of a tour. and
I'm
all of
hoping
that
to have it
stuff.
like that.
Okay.
I am. And there's,
Okay.
ideally, I would like to be possibly on a Saturday where I can have some hours where it's open, where people could pull in,
Mhm.
taste wine, drive back out. If
Okay.
that's something the board says no to, that's fine too.
Okay.
You know, and my local community, I'm very involved in the local community on our street. Like I'm actually the president of our association.
Okay.
I got to know them. I manage the water system there. Like we have an ag water, I'm on both boards, the water board. So I know them really well. And like I've gotten integrated and
Okay.
before we even bought this property, I made sure we spoke to the people in the community about doing a winery there. And they're all about it.
So for me, the only thing I would probably talk about would be, if this moves forward, I do think we would want to have you maybe come back in 6 months to give us an update on how it's going with the community.
Sure.
What avenues you've done with the neighborhood board, how things have happened, whether or not you're looking to do Saturdays, like you said, where people could drive up or not. Because I think we all would want to know, just to make sure.
Sure.
But that would be something that I would preferably see if this were to move forward into the next steps.
No, I don't have any other question. Motion to approve application number 25-00723.
Second.
So it's been moved and seconded. I'm going to ask if we should ask to have it them return in 6 months, or do you folks feel not to? Cause I mean, I can't make the motion and
Sorry,
stuff.
I'll amend that.
Are you operational now? Or
Oh, no.
you? When,
Well,
when
no,
you- when do you plan to start up and be operational? Because if we do put a stipulation of 6 months, we
So-
want to make sure that's.
So I would-
Yeah, I haven't,
Correct.
because I don't have a license, I haven't made any wine.
Okay.
You
So
know,
I
I've
would-
been, I mean, we've planted vineyards.
6 months from the start date.
Yeah,
6 months from.
I would say 6 months from the dates the license becomes effective
Fair enough.
Mhm.
or starts, right, where you start
Yeah.
producing product.
Right.
Mr. Vice Chair, let me amend the motion. So motion to approve application number 25-00723. with the stipulation of a 6-month review.
Sure.
Which coincides with the start of the license.
Mhm.
To come back before the commission to give us an update.
I want the whole community to enjoy this, feel about it. Yeah, I mean, I'm with you.
Second the motion.
It's been moved and seconded to approve application number 25-00723 with the stipulations stated by Commissioner Sakamoto. Sorry, 1 second. Any objections or reservations? Seeing none, the chair also votes aye. Application number 25-00723 is approved with stipulations.
Thank you.
This
Thank
is our
you.
first winery license.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Really good.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Be very great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Moving on to moving on to agenda item number 2, application number 25-00733 from IES Retail LLC.
Good afternoon, Chair, members of Commissioner Greg Nishio, appearing on behalf of the applicant. To my right, well, coming to my chair, to my right is Sandra Hugh, whose spelling name I've given to the hearings reporter prior to the start of today's hearing, and she's the sales operations manager for the applicant. We have no changes to the investigator's report.
Ms. Harad.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair and Commissioners. This application has received 0 written protests, 0 letters in support. Applicant has met statutory requirements for the submission of this application.
So for agenda item number 2, is there anyone in the audience that would like to either testify either for or against agenda item number 2? Seeing none, commissioners, questions or a form of action?
Just a clarification, because there's no red outline on the drawing that you submitted, just making sure it's the entire area.
We do present to the commission a drawing with the red outline. It may be from the copy.
You just can't see it on the
In-house,
drawing.
printed in black and white.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
Just making sure this thing was outlined.
yes.
No other questions.
Motion to approve application number 25-00733.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve application number 25-00733. Any objections or reservations? Seeing none, chair also votes aye. Application number 25-00733 is approved. Moving on to agenda item number 3, application number 25-00735 from IES Retail LLC.
Again, Vice Chair, members of the Commission, Greg Nishio, on behalf of the applicant. To my right is Sandra Hugh, again, whose names I've given, spelling I've given to the hearings prior to the start of today's hearing. Again, she's the sales operations manager. We have no changes to the investigator's report as well as supplemental report.
Ms. Harad.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair and Commissioners. With respect to this item, there's deficiencies in the affidavit of mailing and the master list. Therefore, we're asking that the commission continue the public hearing to the October 16th date. Public hearing kept open. I will also note that if there are testifiers, even though the matter will need to be continued, if there are testifiers in the audience, you will be required to take that testimony today.
Okay. So I do have 2 listed individuals that are listed to testify for agenda item number 3. We'll call the 2 individuals first, and then we will open the audience floor to see if there is additionals. So the first one I have is Wesley Shinkawa. Okay. So you can have a seat here. They're going to swear you in, and then they're going to also have a 3-minute time limit.
You raise your right hand, please. Do you swear that the testimony you give at today's hearing will be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you.
Good afternoon, Vice Chair and members of the Honolulu Liquor Commission. My name is Wesley Shinkawa, and I'm the principal of Kapolei High School. Kapolei High School respectfully submits our testimony in opposition to Food Mart's request for a liquor license at 4999 Kapolei Parkway. HRS 281-39.5 provides the Honolulu Liquor Commission with the authority to deny a liquor license to any applicant within 500 feet of a public or private elementary, intermediate, or high school, or public playground utilized extensively by minors. The proposed site is located within 500 feet of both Ho'okele Elementary School and Kapolei High School. Having a liquor establishment so close to both schools poses several harmful effects. The most immediate concern is the increased accessibility to alcohol to underage students. The nearby liquor store can be a convenient and tempting stop for older students or even younger ones who might be approached by others to purchase alcohol for themselves. The proximity normalizes the presence of alcohol in their daily lives, potentially lowering their perception of its risks. The presence of such an establishment can also lead to increased loitering, disruptive behavior around the school grounds. Adults and sometimes older students might congregate in the area, creating an environment that feels less safe for younger children and their parents. This can lead to issues with litter, noise, and other public disturbances that detract from the educational atmosphere. Furthermore, a liquor establishment near a school can undermine the school's efforts to educate students on the dangers of alcohol consumption. School programs and health classes often teach about the negative health, social, and academic consequences of underage drinking. When a business that sells alcohol is in plain sight every day, it can send mixed messages, making the school's lessons seem less credible or urgent. It can also be a constant trigger for students who may have family members struggling with alcohol abuse. The potential for increased traffic and impaired driving is another serious risk in our neighborhood. Patrons of this establishment may drive through school zones, particularly during pickup and drop-off times, increasing the risk of accidents. This is especially dangerous given the high number of pedestrians, including young children, in our area. Overall, the close proximity of a liquor establishment to a school creates a challenging environment that can negatively impact the safety, health, and well-being of the students and the entire school community. I thank you for the opportunity to provide this testimony.
Commissioners, before I ask our testifier to step down, is there any questions for that?
Not this time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So the next person we have on the list is Brian Renke. Have a seat at the desk. They're going to swear you in and you'll have a 3-minute timer.
Okay. You raise your right hand, please. Thank you. Do you swear that the testimony you give at today's hearing will be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you.
Good afternoon, members of the Honolulu Liquor Commission. My name is Brian Renke. I'm the proud principal of Ho'okele Elementary School. I provided a lengthier written testimony, but today I'm here to respectfully testify in opposition of the liquor license application for 4999 Kapolei Parkway. The proposed site is located less than, Principal Shinkawa shared, less than 500 feet from both Ho'okele Elementary School and Kapolei High School. Approving this license would send the wrong message to our community, normalizing alcohol use in a space where we are actively promoting a healthy and safe environment for our students and our children. We have a collective responsibility to create spaces that are good for our youth positive development. The presence of a new liquor development or outlet in this area would go against that responsibility and it would be a direct detriment to our students and our school community. Again, I thank you for your time and I appreciate the opportunity to provide this testimony, and I humbly ask again that we do not approve this liquor license.
So before I allow the testifier to step down, is there any questions from any of the other commissioners?
Okay.
Thank you. Before I ask for anything, I'm going to follow up again. So is there anyone else in the audience who would like to either testify either for or against agenda item number 3, application number 25-00735? Okay, seeing none, Mr. Nishioka, before we talk about the continuance of the public hearing kept open, do you have any remarks or comments based on the testimony provided by the 2 principals?
Just briefly, Vice Chair. Looking at HRS 281-39.5, it addresses on-site consumption. This is not an on-site consumption premises. It is a retail gas station. Therefore, said statute is inapplicable to the situation. I do not know if this miscite was intentional or just out of ignorance, but I do cite this for the commission. Number 2, right across the street. I went down this past Tuesday to the site just to familiarize myself at about 8:45 a.m. Right across the street, there's a 7-Eleven. And because there's a Starbucks there, I mean, traffic there was, people were lined up to go to Starbucks. Like, we're a gas station, I think by allowing the license to go, approving the license by providing another gas station, that will actually alleviate some of the congestion and that is currently there. Right now, only the foundation has been poured because we're still waiting, the licensee, the applicant is still waiting DPP approval of the permits. So it'll be some time before the actual construction is completed. There's some other items that we could address now, but I'll just leave that. I just had to speak out on the misciting of the HRS statute.
Okay, all right. So currently, I believe it was stated, right, that there's some other deficiencies that need to be addressed with the license, right, and that it would
It has
need
been
to be.
addressed.
But we still have to have the public, we still would need a motion, right, to continue on
Correct.
this matter till October 16th, public hearing kept open. Correct?
Yes.
Okay, so that would be what we would have to do. We would, for those the testimony we'll take in we've taken in at this time. We will use that and remember it as we were to move when we move forward in a finalization on October 16th. So commissioners, if there's any questions for the licensee at this time or a type of action.
What will we?
We would have to make a motion
Yes, please.
to continue this matter to a date certain, public hearing kept open.
To the 10,
October
16.
10th, 16, yeah.
I have no other questions.
So, okay,
No other question.
okay.
For agenda item number 3, application number 25-00735. Motion to continue to a date of October 16th, 2025, with the public hearing kept open to resolve the filed affidavit of mailing and the master list.
Second the motion.
It's been moved and seconded for agenda item number 3, application number 25-00735 to continue this matter to October 16th, 2025, with the public hearing kept open. Any objections or reservations? Seeing none, the chair also votes aye. Application number 25-00735 will be continued to October 16th, public hearing kept open.
Thank you.
Thank you. Continuing on to special license applications, calling agenda item number 4, application number 26-00535-1 through 26-00535-8 from 17A Productions.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. My name is Angelina Khan, KHAN, member of 17A Productions LLC.
Thank you. So, Ms. Khan, can you walk us through your
Sure, yeah.
Event
This is
here.
for a Halloween themed pop-up bar at Pearl Ridge Center. It'll be at the old Chili's location. We'll be open from October 10th through the 31st, serving Halloween themed cocktails, drinks, and food.
Ms. Khan, before I open it up to the other commissioners for questions, is this the second year you guys are doing this one at this location?
Second time, yes, we did a Christmas themed one last year
Last year, right? Christmas themed one.
Okay, first time Halloween though.
at this
Okay,
particular
okay,
location.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Ms. Khan, it's not clear in the application because I think you intended to do it, but how much people do you expect to have at the event?
Our capacity, our maximum capacity is 120 people, but so we cap it off at that.
Okay, and that's the maximum capacity of that Chili's restaurant.
Correct, yeah.
We're still pending the certified return receipt for the neighborhood board and zoning.
Yes, I just have,
clearance.
I can submit it. today.
Okay, you have it. Okay, submitted to the administration. Any other questions?
Okay, if there's no other questions, a form of action, Commissioner?
Motion to approve application numbers 26-00535-1 to 26-00535-8 inclusive.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve application number 26-00535-1 through 26-00535-8. Any objections or reservations? Seeing none, the chair also votes aye. Applications number 26-00535-1 through 26-00535-8 are approved.
Thank you.
Continuing on to our next agenda item, calling agenda item number 5. Application number. Let's see. That thing. 26-0536-1 through 25-00536-8 from 17A Productions LLC.
Good afternoon again, Commissioners. My name is Angelina Khan, KHAN, member of 17A Productions LLC.
Ms. Khan, can you walk us through this event, please?
Sure, yeah, this is for another Halloween themed pop-up bar, same concept as the other location. We'll be serving Halloween themed drinks and food, open from October 10th through the 31st.
And this is at Ala Moana,
All
correct?
on a center, correct?
And is this, I know you guys did a Halloween themed pop-up bar, or was it Christmas last year?
Yeah.
Both,
Yeah, yeah.
same location though, right?
Yeah.
How did those go?
Great, yeah.
I have no other questions, but it's open to the commissioners for questions.
Same attendee. And you're gonna ask.
Yeah, I'm gonna, like, it's the
Yeah.
same thing. What's the number of things, about 120 or
No, that
what's
one.
the capacity?
Maximum capacity is 80.
80?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't have any other.
No other questions, a form of action?
Yep, motion to approve application numbers 26-00536-1 to 26-00536-8 inclusive.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve applications number 26-00536-1 and through 26-00536-8. Any objections or reservations? Seeing none, the chair also votes aye. Applications number 26-00536-1 through 26-00536-8 are approved.
Thank you.
Calling agenda item number 6, application number 26-00599 from Friends of Hawaii State Art Museum, Inc.
Good afternoon, Rick Schneider, CEO of Events International. Sitting to my left is Jonathan Johnson, president of the Friends of Hawaii State Art Museum.
Right. Can you walk us through your event?
This is part of a series that's going on a regular basis, first Friday and third Friday. They've been quite successful. We've been working with Capital Modern, Events International's been working with Capital Modern, and now we're going to help them manage the bars and provide service.
Let's see. So, delineation, is this gonna be like a 21 and over only? Or is
No,
it
this is all ages.
all ages?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna band,
Yes,
yeah, and that's gonna be as entrance, or is that gonna be at service?
at the entrance.
And then private security, or do we have any additional HPD special duty officers?
2 sheriffs
Sheriff.
plus 6 private
It's
security.
private security.
I have no other questions. Commissioners, any type of questions or a form of action?
No questions.
Motion to approve application number 26-00599.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve application number 26-00599. Any objections or reservations? Seeing none, the chair also votes aye. Application number 26-00599 is approved.
Thank you.
Calling agenda item number 7, application number 26-0609 from Honolulu Museum of Art.
Jenny Grondin, head of food and beverage for the Honolulu Museum of Art. Have any minutes?
Aloha, I'm Chris, head of events, Chris Yick, head of events for Honolulu Museum of Art.
Okay, so can you walk us through your event here?
Yeah, absolutely. On Tuesday, October 7th, we are hosting a private event on our premises. It is a day we're actually closed to the public in partnership with Bank of Hawaii. It is a sort of like a networking pauhana, so to speak, for our relationships, and it's for private banking clients, and it's invite only and no tickets are being sold for this.
Okay. Is this going to be a 21 and over only event, or will there be minors in?
It is all 21 and over, and we our entertainment will also be 21 and over.
Okay.
Did I read correctly? It's a 2-hour event, 6 to 8?
Yes.
I have no other questions.
No questions. Motion to approve application number 26-00609.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve application number 26-00609. Any objections or reservations? Seeing none, the chair also votes aye. Application number 26-00609 is approved. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Calling agenda item number 8, application number 26-00617 from I Will Hawaii.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Jason Park, President of I Will Hawaii, JSONPARK. And this event is a concert fundraiser called One Love Festival. It's an island music culture event featuring artists from Hawaii and New Zealand. It happens November 7 and 8 at Waikai.
Commissioners, any questions or a type of action?
Mr. Park, is this the first time event? Or,
Not the first time at Waikai. We did the birthday bash last month.
okay,
Yeah.
but for this,
For this festival, yeah,
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 okay.
it's a New Zealand festival. We're bringing it to Hawaii.
So has there been any prior situations or issues that have came up at events recently with or anywhere with Waikai events?
Just the normal, when you bring 5,000 people together, people just, nothing major though.
Okay. And then your security plan.
Yep. Security plan, we have 60 private security guards, range security, and then we also have 10 special duty HPD.
Question regarding parking, right? Are people gonna be able to leave their cars somewhere
Yes.
at
Yeah.
Waikai?
Yes.
I don't have any other questions.
any clarity we need from enforcement on
You
that?
know, we can ask if you want.
Yeah, yeah, why don't we do that?
So again, we'll ask if there is any clarification from our enforcement division in regards to events that have happened at Waikai.
Sure.
Yeah, just we'll have it for the record.
Of course, yeah.
All right. Supervising investigator for the enforcement section, Glenn Shigata. I believe that birthday bash, there were 2 assaults that took place. According to, we weren't there, but according to Mr. Park, they happened in the parking lot. The complainants refused to cooperate with police, so technically they pulled a report number, but no investigation was done because there's no complainant. Does not cooperate. There's no complainant. So I believe Rain usually runs a pretty tight ship, so hopefully there'll be no instances going forward.
We're very happy with Rain. They're good.
Did they have any advice? Was it during the event or was it after the event as it was clearing out?
As it was clearing up.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, so I think one thing we might want to make sure, right, is when the event does end and it's starting to clear out, maybe we have a little bit more of the police. Private officers or, your 10 officers that are gonna special duty be in the parking lot a little bit more to make
Yeah.
sure that it doesn't happen again for you.
Yeah.
Right, I mean, that's usually when you're gonna have,
The loadout, yeah. it's
so
always-
when everybody's leaving,
Yeah.
that's when you're gonna have some issues maybe, but.
Yeah.
Okay,
No taken.
thank you.
I don't have any other.
Thanks.
Take care.
Anything else?
Nope, I don't have any other questions.
Motion to approve application number 26-00617.
It's been moved and seconded to approve application number 26-00617. Any objections or reservations? Seeing none, the chair also votes aye. Application number 26-00617 is approved.
Thank you very much.
Moving on to agenda item number 9, application number 26-00622 from Joy of Sake Ohana.
Hello, I'm James Gowell, Gawel, board member of Joy of Sake Ohana.
Okay, can you walk us through your event?
Guests will come to the convention center. They'll be wristbanded. It's a 21 and over event. They come through, and we have sake tasting tables where they sample sake. There'll be 19 different restaurants that they can try appetizers from.
Okay.
And the event's from 6:30 to 9.
Okay.
So 21 over event, so anyone under 21 will not be allowed in?
Correct.
Okay.
And tickets, we're selling tickets to the event. I think we put 1,250 because that was the good capacity where everyone's comfortable, but we might not sell them. We might not hit that amount.
And when? So this isn't happening till October 10th, right?
Correct.
So if you can, I guess one of the things I would request or ask you to do is if you can let our administration know a total number of tickets that are sold prior to the 10th, just so we have a number in case we need to come down and visit anything, that would be a quite thing.
Okay.
Another thing that I normally ask people is, have you talked to the convention center where if someone is unable to drive home, are they going to be able to leave their car at the convention center overnight?
We haven't had that issue, but we can talk to them and we're doing a walkthrough.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be wise to
Please,
check,
okay.
only because we don't want anyone to feel forced.
Sure.
They've overindulged in sake to need to take their car out of there if they don't need to,
Okay.
okay? So if you can also, when you let us know the number, I'll just update the administration if that's been accommodated or
Sure.
what they plan to do. I have no other questions.
Another question. Okay. Motion to approve application number 26-00622.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve application number 26-00622. Any objections or reservations? Seeing none, the chair also votes aye. Application number 26-00622 is approved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Calling agenda item number 10. Application number. 1 second. Application number 26-00629-1 through 19 from Red Zone Sports Bar and Grill Inc.
Okay, good afternoon, Mr. Chair, members, Commission Keith Kiyuchi for the applicant. We have no corrections or changes to the investigative report. This is the third set of special licenses for this applicant. There's been no preliminary hearing yet. The two second temp ran out in May.
Commissioners, any questions or a form of action?
Have you been told by the licensing department?
I talked to the investigator last week. He has one application ahead of this. We've asked through November 25th. If you do the math, it's not likely that even if you got the prelim on, we're gonna have to do another bridge of a special.
Okay.
But in this case, I directly talked to the investigator, got clarification of what he had, so I've got a pretty good idea. I think we're looking at December likely for the public hearing, so.
So everything is in, it's just a matter of.
It's been in for a while.
Okay.
So.
No other questions.
No questions.
Motion to approve application numbers 26-00629-1 to 26-00629-19 inclusively.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve applications number 26-00629-1 through 26-00629-19 inclusively. Any objections or reservations? Seeing none, the chair also votes aye. Applications number 26-00629-1 through 26-00629-19 inclusively are approved. We're going to call out of order agenda item number 15. Request number 26-00630 from Red Zone Sports Bar and Grill Inc.
Again, good afternoon, Chair, members of Commission, Keith Kiyuchi for the applicant.
I have no question. Mr. Kyuchi answered my question earlier.
Yeah.
So the only comment I'm going to make, Mr. Kyuchi, is I know that you wrote it on your other application on the thing, but again, as I've stated before, if I don't see anything in a second temp number listed, even though it's already expired, the first thing in my head is it doesn't qualify. So I'm just trying to.
I understand that, but if you look at the app on the app, I said 2 temps have expired. This is like, and 2 specials have expired.
Right.
But I don't have a problem, and usually what I would do is not just do the form. I would actually do a letter, and I don't have a problem explaining that if that's what you want.
All for me, right? I mean, I know in your previous one, right, for the specials, you told us the date that it ended.
Yeah.
Right. When I look through them to try to determine how my view is on this, because
Right.
it is a pilot program that we're finalizing and going to get out there for finishing, right? That's the first thing I look at, right? Because otherwise I'm thinking what's going on? What questions do I have to ask in regards to what happened, why, where are we at, whatever?
Why, that's why, what I could do, because the form really doesn't allow it, I could accompany that with a letter. I don't have a problem with doing that.
Yeah, however we want to do it. I just want.
No,
I
I
looked at it,
understand.
I'm thinking, what are we
I
gonna do
think, yeah,
here?
I understand, this is a very different circumstance
Yeah.
than the application last week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So I
Yes.
understand that, and there's
Okay.
a differentiation between the two.
yes.
Don't have a problem with that. So,
All right,
okay.
thank you, but that was my only comment. So,
I have no other questions.
No other question.
Motion to approve request number 26-00630.
Second.
it's been moved and seconded to approve request number 26-00630. Any objections or reservations? Seeing none, the chair also votes aye. Request number 26-00630 is approved. Thank you, Mr. Kyuchi. Going back onto our regular agenda, calling agenda item number 11, application number 26-00633 from Hawaii International Film Festival.
Good evening, Chair or Commission. Thanks for missing our chairperson. Zachary Diano, ZACHARYDIIONNO, counsel for the Hawaii International Film Festival. To my right is Becky Soketti. She is the executive director of HIF.
Okay, so Mr. Diana, can you walk us through your event?
It is the opening night reception for the 45th annual Hawaii International Film Festival. It's an event that celebrates the supporters of HIF and the local film community and artists that are involved with the festival. There will be a short program, some music, and food, as well as the bar.
Commissioners, any questions or form of action? Okay,
Motion to approve application number 26-00633.
second. It's been moved and seconded to approve application number 26-00633. Any objections or reservations? Seeing none, the chair also votes aye. Application number 26-00633 is approved.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Calling agenda item number 12, stock transfer application number 24-00401 from Newfield Honolulu Inc.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Asami Williams on behalf of Newfield Honolulu Inc. We did review the investigative report and we do have one part that we wanted to clarify. The report states that the stock transfer application was received by the Commission on August 17, 2023. And that the related add, remove, or change officers, directors, stockholders form or request was received on January 16, 2024. However, we did submit both together in August of 2023 within 30 days of the change.
Okay.
So the alternate question I normally ask in any of these, currently the administration has everybody correctly listed that are part ownership or have part of any parts of the stock, correct?
Yes, however, there's been a more recent change and we did just submit that, so that
Okay.
hasn't been, so this is not the most up to date. But as of when we submitted this request in
Okay.
2023, yes.
Okay, so ultimately though, you're in the process of updating with the current that has recently changed.
Yes, and that's
Okay.
been submitted.
All right.
Yeah.
So there's more changes that are happening that need to be
Okay.
put in. They're gonna put it in, but this is what it is now.
Yes.
There you
Oh,
Or-
okay. Okay, so we'll address that.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
another issue later. I have no other questions.
No questions. Motion to approve application number 24-00401.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve application number 24-00401. Any objections or reservations? Seeing none, the chair also votes aye. Application number 24-00401 is approved.
Thank you.
You. Moving on to requests, calling agenda item number 3, application number 26-00574 from Dos
Almost.
Cholos Inc.
Hi, good afternoon, Chair. My name is Stacy Leeser, STACYLIESER. I'm General Manager and the authorized agent for Cholos. The owner is traveling right now, so I'm representing her. Yeah, we are having our 30th anniversary.
Okay. So this is just a request to extend right into the parking lot.
That's
area.
correct, just right in front of Cholos area.
Okay, and so, in that stuff, you're gonna use, what are you gonna use to delineate the space?
We're gonna have the orange fencing going around. We're gonna have a 20 by 40 tent and orange fencing going around.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have no other questions. Commissioners, or questions or form of act?
No questions.
Motion to approve request number 26-00574.
Been moved and seconded to approve application number 26-00574. Any objections or reservations? Seeing none, the chair also votes aye. Application number 26-00574 is approved.
Thank you.
You. Calling agenda item number 14, application number 26-00591 from Wine and Dine LLC.
Wine and dine.
Just for Saturday.
Okay. So,
Continue.
yeah, we're gonna continue on, and then we'll try to call them again at the end. So we are gonna, next, okay, so sports, that one is done. Okay, so we are gonna start, the adjudication portion, but I am going to ask for a 5-minute quick recess. And then we'll start back with adjudication. So we'll take a 5-minute recess. Okay, thank you. We are now back from recess. So we are going to go into adjudication hearings. Calling agenda item number 16, Soju Bang LCV 24-0086.
Good afternoon, Commissioners, Mr. Vice Chair. This is Nicholas Lee, Deputy Corporation Counsel. On behalf of the City of Honolulu, also my first witness, it's Ms. Betsy Kawamura here in present, ready to testify.
Good afternoon. The owner Min Choi, MINCHOI, is present with Council Wayne Luke.
Okay. So we're gonna work through this. Forgive me, we haven't been doing contested cases quite frequently, so I'm gonna go through the process as best I can, okay? So the first party is right, so are both sides prepared to move forward with the contested case today?
We're ready to proceed, Mr. Vice Chair. However, we do want to note that there's a new case involving the same entity, same charge that's set for arraignment next week here. So, I tried to talk to Mr. Luke about this morning and tell him, just for sake of efficiency and economy, we should just set them together. It's gonna be the same witnesses, just do it all one time and do that. He indicated to me in a very strong manner, he doesn't want to do that, so we can proceed today, but I mean, our position is it should be continued and do two at once for efficiency purposes. Also, should we secure conviction today, and then we go on the next one, it would be a second offense, but if you proceed, we would proceed with them both at one time. If the convictions were to stand on both, then we treat it as a first. But he doesn't care about that, or that's what he told me.
Okay, so, okay,
We want to continue and just take care of them one time, but we can proceed if we have to proceed.
okay, so,
Thank you.
so you're ready to
Yeah,
proceed,
really.
okay, and you wish to move forward?
Oh, yeah, I mean,
Okay,
he's arguing my position
okay,
for continuance.
okay, so. Okay. So I guess the next questions we have, right? How many witnesses will be called by either party? So how many witnesses will you be calling?
2 to 3.
2 to 3, okay? And then. Mr. Leader, how many witnesses?
Depending on what he puts on, one would be at the most.
Okay. Okay. Are the parties requesting this exclusionary rule be in effect?
I don't mind. Especially the first witness has been here many times. I think she probably has a right to sit in and see
Okay.
the whole proceedings.
Well, just making sure. Okay. Okay, so both parties will have the opportunity to make an opening statement with the city going first. The city will then have the opportunity to present evidence in support of its case, followed by the licensee. During either presentation, the commissioners will have the opportunity to ask questions. Both parties will have the opportunity to cross-examine the witnesses and also to be present rebuttal evidence with the city going first. Following the presentation of all evidence, including rebuttal evidence, both parties will have the opportunity to make final arguments, with the city permitted to a final argument in rebuttal. So we will begin with the opening statements. So the city will go first.
We just want to keep this brief. Soju Bang is a bar and restaurant located at 1649 Kalakaua Avenue. Ms. Kawamura lives across the street at 1670 Kalakaua Avenue. Basically, at the end of the night, the patrons go outside and usually they're inebriated and they make it really hard for the residents of the community. They're noisy. This is something that Ms. Kawamura has been dealing with for over 2 years, almost 3 years. And she'll go into why this is affecting her as well as the other members of the community. But the bottom line is a citation was issued after numerous warnings were given to this entity. I don't see what their defenses are, but we're just prepared to proceed and prove the violation as charged 383-84-78.03 subsection C.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Lee. Mr. Luke,
Yes, I'll
opening
waive,
statements.
I'll waive opening statement.
Okay.
And rely on him presenting the case.
Okay.
Thank you.
So the city may provide its first witness.
Okay, so we have Ms. Betsy Kawamura,
Okay.
present and ready to testify.
I'm gonna swear you in. Could you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear that the testimony given at today's hearing will be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, good afternoon, Ms. Kawamura. Can you please tell the commissioners your first and last name?
Yes, I'm Betsy Kawamura.
And isn't it true you reside at 1670 Kalakaua Avenue? It's an apartment building, correct?
Yes,
Okay, and how long have you been residing there?
about 3 years.
Now, what brings us here today is I guess noise issues with a business called Soju Bang, correct?
Yes,
And to your knowledge, they're located at 1649 Kalakaua Avenue, Suite B, Honolulu, Hawaii 96826.
yes,
And is everything that you're gonna testify to this evening, did that take place in the city and county of Honolulu, state of Hawaii?
yes.
Okay, so in short, or to kind of just generalize it, you've been having, well, let's backtrack a little bit. Can you tell the commission a little bit about yourself?
Yes, my name is Betsy Kawamura and my family has been here since like 1870s, the original Ganden Moto, I suppose. I'm a UH grad. I run an NGO, non-government organization called Women for Nonviolence, which is basically to advocate and support against violence for women. And I work internationally between here. My NGO is registered in Norway. So thus I have working hours that are 12 hours ahead. So I'm often working from like 9 or 10 p.m. until 4 or 5 in the morning. And I'm a UH grad from 83. And I also serve on the board of the building I'm in. So this is the general interest. I'm also very active with the Makali Mo'ilili Neighborhood Board. And I have informed people about today's hearing. And I also have been in discussion with Gina Nakamura, who's on the Korean Chamber of Commerce, about our proceedings today. So this is an issue that I'm looking at, not just myself as a constituent, but also in charge of the kupuna, very large elderly kupuna who are basically first generation Asians or Asian Americans who have very weak English language capacity. So those in the building that I live in have complained to me saying, Ms. Kawamura, we hear all this noise from Soju Bang. Can you possibly do something about this? So I'm explaining to you my experiences. I have all the text messages, I have photographs, I have copies of the email from the last 2.5 years. And I have met Mr. Min in person on several occasions where he confessed to and apologized to the noise that we're making. And he had made some suggestions on what they can do. And also we have been going back and forth. And in fact, he was nice enough to serve me some Korean fried chicken when I went to see him in person at Soju Bang some time ago. This was around, it was 2023.
Okay, so let's kind of start at the beginning. Like, when did the noise issues start for you? Like, if you could just give us an approximate month and year.
Sure. I'm looking at my phone, just for references. According to the first text I have, it started in February 2023. During February 2023, there was a former manager. I'm not sure if he was owner, but he called himself manager, and his anglicized American name was Andrew. So Andrew and I went back and forth on text messages, which I can show you later on. And Andrew was rather nice. He was very sympathetic, empathetic, and said that in fact he understands. And he said that he was putting on a door person, at the front door to monitor for it. So I had like few text interactions with Andrew, and things seemed to be okay. And I especially told him about the weekends, Fridays and Saturdays, which is quite problematic. And then
Ms. Conwer, can we just pause there and go a little bit into that?
Okay.
So what was disturbing you? What was, can you describe the noise to the
Yes.
commissioners and how?
There are two types of noises. One is the drum and bass, consistent music, drum and bass, vibrating out of the doors from Soju Bang. That was what I really noticed first in 2023.
May I make a,
Okay,
February.
so first of all, Mr. Luke.
Yeah.
You will be able to rebut the witness's testimony at the end. They're gonna do their testimony first, then you'll have the ability to rebut that testimony.
okay, it's like no cross-examination.
Yeah, it's just, you'll be able to rebut, right?
Yeah, all I'm saying is that,
You'll be able to do that after she finishes.
So, and this is evidenced by the text messages with Andrew, the former manager of Soju Bang. We discussed also the noise coming from the door and the premises. So the complaint of the noise was twofold. One was a noise, a drum and bass beat coming consistently out of the store, probably because the front doors that they had used during that time was not sufficient enough to block the noise. The other noise, issue was the noise coming from the crowd. And I had taken pictures and some videos of the crowd coming from the noise. Usually they basically loitered, they were probably inebriated because of course it's a bar. And then during closing hours or before closing hours, and sometimes even during the work day, not necessarily only during the weekend, but during the work day, they would come out and they would loiter around the front area and they would make all these noises until they finally dispersed to their cars or parking lots. And I understand that the small buildings, behind Soju Bang also, created some complaints. One of the issues is that the buildings around Soju Bang are very, very simple. They're mainly walk-ups. Our building is a condo, but it's very simple. No fancy concierge, no fancy reception, so we can hear the noise directly. And we can hear all the vibrations of the noise that comes into our place. And as Kupuna, we want to have a respectful community with many Asians, especially Korean and Japanese Asians in our community. And I had expressed this to Andrew before. And so for a while, it seemed to have died down, but I can't really, create evidence of whether it really died down because I was traveling a lot to Norway because of my NGO is in Europe. So there were periods of time when I was away. It was around November again that, that I noticed this noise coming from the crowd. And so basically I texted Andrew, the former manager, and I have the text here. And I said, Andrew, I want to say something about the noise again, but Andrew said that he's no longer the manager. And he gave me the phone number of Mr. Min Seo, who's the new owner manager. And so, Mr. Min Seo and I started these text messages exchange, which I have here. And I said, I also said, and he basically clearly he apologized. He acknowledged the noise and apologized. And I would read one of the texts. I would read one of the texts. He goes, this is December 2nd, 2023, Saturday. Hi, this is Min from Soju Bang. I am sincerely apologize about making you inconvenient. I will let my employee know to make customer quiet so it would never happen again, especially on weekend night. And then also it continues because I was giving him ideas on how to quell the noise from the door. Thank you for giving me some idea. I'll talk to my manager and all workers how we can control customers. Thank you for understanding. If you want to meet me anytime, I can, I guess. Oh yeah, and customer request, so it would never happen, especially on weekend night. I am truly sorry about that. If you have another issue, then let me know anytime. Thank you.
Ms. Comer, so is this the individual right here that's sitting at the
Yes, I
opposite
believe
table,
so,
person you're corresponding with?
Mr. Choiman.
Okay, commissioners, may the record reflect identification of Mr. Choi by Ms. Comer? Okay, and going into the frequency of the noise, am I correct in hearing you that you said it was pretty much every Friday and Saturday night that you observed this and it disturbed you?
Yes, I would like to be honest about this. Ever since the citation was given out, apparently upon my witnessing, the situation has improved somewhat. But this is not to say that there is still some noise, and I have those recorded. And I have, I have texted them and I have emailed people about this. And so, the citation was given like September 4th was when the report was written with Mr. Brunel.
Okay, we'll get into that.
Oh, okay, okay.
Ms.
So, but anyways, during the weekdays, yeah, weekdays and weekends. And it was a gruesome situation where every Friday and Saturday, we in the building were wondering, okay, now we have to kind of be, prepared for the noise again. It's this kind of thing. And it really drags on the life quality of being in that area.
Okay, so relatedly, Ms. Comwer, can you tell the commissioners how that affected you personally? And also tell them how it affected other members of your community?
Yes, as I said before, and as in general, we have a lot of kupuna in our building. My neighbor, for instance, is about like 86 years old. And he was telling me that he was awakened by the noise coming from Soju Bang and the neighbors. And then for instance, me, I'm trying to work from like 8 or 9 p.m. until sometimes 4 or 5 because of the European hours. And then so, I'm trying to be on Zoom, I'm trying to write letters, and it's just that I start to hear this thump, 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 thump music coming from Soju Bang. And I also start to hear the noise. And then it basically is a deprivation of quality of life to understand that every weekend on sometimes during the weekdays, we are faced with this. And, as I said, my neighbor, Willard Thomas, next door in 302, has complained. Resident in 701 has had several complaints, and apparently he has called the police several times before. And I haven't had the pleasure of contacting people in the other neighboring buildings. But, I can say for sure, as a healthy individual, I have, come to these noises. And as I said before, the noise came previously from two sources, the actual drum and beats from the music itself leaking beyond the doors. And number two, it's the crowd making the noise, right on the premises, right in front of Soju Bang. And I have discussed with Mr. Min Choi ideas of perhaps creating a signage asking your customers to please cooperate as we're in a residential area, as well as, giving him ideas of what physical elements he can use to some kind of like, to cushion the noise coming from the door. So these are some of the extent of conversations and dialogue.
So, isn't it true that back on April 15th, 2022, you made a complaint to investigators of the Honolulu Liquor Commission about the noise coming to Soju Bang, and they met you and they issued a warning to Soju Bang?
Are you sure it was 2022?
Yes.
Okay. The text messages I have, because I want to be honest, the text messages that I have only go to 2023. I moved into the building, it's been 3 years because I remember I moved from, Norway. So I guess, I don't know, 2022, sometimes around there, I moved into the building.
Okay. Isn't it true that you also made a subsequent complaint March 15th, 2024 for the same issue to the investigator from the Liquor Commission?
Yes.
Okay, now I want to take you to September 4th, 2024. At approximately 9:14 p.m. or 21:14 hours. Did you call to complain to the Honolulu Liquor Commission about noise again coming from Soju Bang and the patrons outside the bar? Okay, and do you recall meeting with an investigator from the Honolulu Liquor Commission on that date by the name of Dylan Brunel?
Yes.
Okay, and he came down to meet with you and observe the noise, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and he was there with another investigator from the Liquor Commission named Chad Aikawa, right?
Yes.
And you recall that they observed the instances and you showed them the pictures you took and the videos you took, correct?
Yes. And then I also try to point out to where the bar was. And then, so, yeah. And then on top of that, Mr. Brunel requested that I forward to him some of the photographs and the videos. So I did do that.
Okay. Now, isn't it true again, 2 days later on September 6th, 2024, right before midnight at approximately 11:57 p.m., you made another complaint to the Honolulu Liquor Commission about, again, the noise issue coming from the patrons who were loitering outside Soju Bang?
Yes.
And isn't it true that you met with the same investigator, Dylan Brunel, and he was there with another investigator by the name of Warren Pulley?
To be quite honest, I don't remember his name as being Warren Pulley, but according to the text that I have, it shows that I also texted Mr. Min Choi, saying that, you know, noisy, you are not checking, meaning that despite what he had said about so-called hiring people to watch the front doors, that was not being done.
Okay, and this was on September 6th, right before midnight, 2024.
Yes, I
correct?
believe so.
And basically, they observed the same behavior as two evenings before. And what did they tell you?
They basically said that, you know, I think they just simply said that they were giving a citation to them.
Okay, so they told you they were gonna cite them for a violation of liquor law 3-84-78.03 subsection C, correct?
They didn't tell me exactly what the figures were, but I assume by them saying that they were given a citation, that was what I assumed they were being given one for.
So it's for the noisy and unruly
Yes.
customers loitering outside of Soju Bank
Yes.
that evening. And so they could have either written it like either just before midnight on the 6th or like just after midnight on the 7th, September 7th, 2024, right?
Yes.
Okay. And isn't it true that you also showed them, you took pictures that you showed them of the customers loitering outside Soju Bang that evening?
Yes.
Okay, and this is marked as exhibit B in exhibit 1, correct?
Yes.
So as you look at this photo, is that a fair, complete and accurate depiction of what you observed outside of Soju Bang on September 6th, 2024, just before midnight?
Yes.
And you sent that picture to investigator Burnell, correct?
Yes.
Okay, at this time, we'd be requesting to move this photo into evidence.
I have no objection.
Sure. So, who did you complain to about these noise issues from Soju Bang?
I can complain to the HPD. There's like a record of, you know, one time. I also got the number for one of their employees. Her name was Jasmine. I'm not sure if Jasmine is still working at Soju Bang, but I have, for instance, a phone call record. The number of times I called Soju Bang on 25th of August, that's 2024. That's several days before the citation was given. I called HPD once at 1 in the morning. I called Jasmine at Soju Bang 3 times. And then I also called Jasmine at Soju Bang 6 times. So that's about 10 times I had to call the place. So usually when I call Soju Bang, it's usually to Jasmine. And then, you know, I think it's like the company phone or something. So Jasmine used to pick it up, you know, back in like 2024. And then I would tell her that, you know, I'm across the street and then I'm on the 3rd floor with the open balcony so we can hear everything. I come out over there and I say like, look, Jasmine, you know, can you please send somebody out to quiet your crowd down? And then in the beginning, you know, they were kind of reticent about doing that, but you know, later on they got better. But still, you know, the fact that they were making so much noise, despite the fact that they had, Mr. Min had, you know, texted me that they were going to hire somebody or have somebody look. There, you know, Mr. Min's exact text messages were that they basically had somebody looking out there every 30 minutes or every 15 minutes, which is not possible. Because when I did speak to somebody, whether it was Jasmine or another person, they said that, oh, I'm sorry, we're so busy, we don't have the capacity to look outside. So they apparently didn't really hire anyone. And then they basically failed in maintaining for somebody to come out there to observe the crowd control every 30 minutes or so on the weekends. And I'd like to also explain that I complained about these issues to not to complain, but to share these complaints with people, the retirees in our building. And then because I'm on the board of the building, and also, you know, I spoke about this several times at the Makali Mo'ilili Community Neighborhood Board. And I also, it was a suggestion from the current chair, Morgan Lee, who suggested for me to go to the Korean Chamber of Commerce. So I took Morgan's advice and contacted the Korean Chamber of Commerce. Her name is Gina Nakamura. She's also vice president of Central Pacific Bank. So I had several discussions and email exchanges with Gina Nakamura. And Gina said that she would, she would do the nicety of contacting Mr. Min Choi. So I gave her his phone number. I have everything, recorded here. And then I got an email back from, Miss Nakamura. And she basically said this. She basically said, oh God, where the hell did I do that? Oh, okay, here. Gina Nakamura, this is March 2025. Aloha, Betsy. I am sorry I didn't receive any emails before. This is the first email I have received from you. Thank you for sharing your concerns. I had a good discussion with Mr. Min Choi. He was very apologetic and knew exactly what I was talking about, as this issue has been ongoing for some time. It seems that he had made some changes to improve the noise issues. He has recently hired an additional employee to check outside each time customers leave and makes rounds every 30 minutes on weekdays and 15 minutes on the weekends to make sure that one congregates outside making noise. However, as I had explained to you, even after this email messages, I have recorded and evidenced times when there was rowdy crowds outside of Soju Bang. And I have brought this up to the Makali Mo'ili Neighborhood Board, to Representative Ikaika Ols, and to Scott Nishimoto.
Okay, so it's pretty fair to say that this noise that was coming from Soju Bang, it disturbed you as a resident of the community.
Yes, it certainly has.
Okay.
And also, I forgot, because sometimes, I was doing repairs in my bedroom, so I had to sleep in the living room. So every time I tried to sleep in the living room during normal regular hours, I would feel the vibration of the music coming on to the building, and it's called the picture glass windows we had. And because our building was created in 1961, not very well maintained, we only have this one panel window, so you can hear the vibrations of the music as well as the crowd at times.
Okay, so when I talked to you and informed you that Mr. Choi was gonna be contesting I guess this charge that you saw the investigators cite him for, how did that make you feel?
I felt that that was a bit strange because I have text messages from him confessing and acknowledging and apologizing for the noises he was making and trying to make concessions. And I have like several messages of him apologizing for things. And I found it strange because Gina Nakamura says on email that she talked to Mr. Min Choi, who was clearly aware of what was going on, and had apologized for this. So I couldn't understand why he would be denying somebody that I have evidence of.
So Ms. Kamura, is there anything else you wanted to share with the commissioners about the situation?
Yes, I have tried to, be in my best observation on thinking about on behalf of the improvement of our neighborhood. And, and I've tried to explain to Mr. Min Choi that this is not just a personal complaint. It's to show really good relationships between a business and the community and the neighborhood they are establishing a business in. If you want to be maintained or to be seen as a popular place or popular bar or something, you have to create respect for your neighbors, and you have to create respect and not to cause inconveniences, especially to Kapuna. And especially, I'm Japanese, I lived in Japan for many years. So there's this word mewaku in Japanese, and there's equivalent Korean, not to cause inconveniences to our neighbors. And I really, really emphasize this to Mr. Min, and saying that, as a sound business person, you want to keep good relationships, especially in an Asian neighborhood where English is not the first language. And the residents, especially the senior residents, do not have the courage or confidence to speak up, to call HPD, or be in my position to advocate on this issue to various community leaders.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Kamura. If there's nothing else you'd like to add, we'd like to make this witness available for cross.
So first, before we cross, the commissioners have the opportunity to ask questions to the witness, and then you'll be able to cross.
Oh, you go first.
Yes. So is there any questions the commissioners would like to ask of the witness before we have the licensee attorney cross?
I don't have questions. I want to hear the responses across.
Just a clarification throughout this process, and it sounds like it's been going on for 3 years.
My first documented text is February 2023.
And during that time, you have called HPD
Yes,
and they have responded to
Yes.
your calls?
yes,
Okay, are you aware of any kind of citations or?
not directly from HPD, no.
Okay. All right, well,
But they should have, I'm sure that they kept some kind of log on it, I would imagine.
So the only couple of questions I have, Ms. Kawamura, is, so when you've heard these noises, what is the latest time period that you've heard them? Within the times that you've stated that you've heard them, what is the latest time that it's?
2 a.m.
2 a.m.
That's the
Okay.
closing time.
Okay, and then
Actually, I take that back. Usually, and sometimes it lasts way beyond 2 a.m. because the crowd still loiters. You know, they're hanging out right in front of the door, or else they're hanging out in the parking lot next to it, creating noise, or they migrate towards the bus stop, creating noise. So sometimes the noise lasts beyond 2 a.m.
and then is this 2 a.m., is this Monday through Fridays, or is this
Saturday,
mainly
Sunday.
Saturday, Sunday?
Everything, every day.
Every day?
Yeah.
Okay.
As I said before, you know, I've had to call them out on days of the week that were on weekdays.
Okay. And then when is the earliest you've heard or felt the vibration sounds or
11 p.m.
11 p.m.? Okay.
But this was previously, as I said before, they have fixed the noise issues on their doors, so I do appreciate that. That has helped a lot.
Okay.
We do appreciate that.
So those are my only two questions. So now we are going to allow Mr. Luke to cross-examine the city's witness.
Okay, you mentioned about the drums inside. But did the council tell you that the only charge that we have faced today on the particular date concerns the people loitering outside?
I understand that. However, the question that was asked to me were what kind of noises are bothering me. So therefore, I was answering to my best of the knowledge, the type of noises that were bothering us.
So other than the drums, the other noise you're talking about are people loitering outside the premises.
Okay, I'd like to make something
Wait,
clear. When I
please
say
answer me, please.
yes, my answer is yes.
Yeah.
But
That's
I'd
your-
like to
that's your-
elaborate because the definition of drums and bass, it's not literally drum and bass. It's the beat from the electronic recorded music. I wanted to clarify that.
Yes, but what I'm trying to clarify is on the date of this citation, that has not been charged. We are not charged with that.
You're correct.
Yeah, so the only thing we worried about is your other complaint would be the people loitering outside. Have the commission had the pictures yet? The picture that she,
Okay, yeah, we'll bring it back.
yeah, people in this picture
Yes,
outside,
yes.
all right? I have no further questions.
Okay. So, Mr. Lee, do you have any other witnesses you wish to present?
Yes, ready, city's ready to call its next witness, Mr. Glenn Nishigata.
Okay, so you can have the next witness come in because they'll do each way, right? The witness will question, you'll rebuttal, and then you'll have your opportunity to provide your witness.
See, here, cause, the next witness. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Cole. Commissioners are ready to call our next witness, investigator Glenn Nishigata.
Do you swear that the testimony I give to today's hearing will be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Hey, good evening, sir. Can you tell the commissioners your first and last name?
First name is Glenn, last name is Nishigata.
And you work for the Honolulu Liquor Commission, correct?
Correct, I'm the supervising investigator for the enforcement section.
Okay, how long in total have you been with the Honolulu Liquor Commission?
I believe 9 years and 4 months.
And how long have you been the supervising investigator?
Probably as far as TAing and so maybe about a couple years.
Okay, so in approximately September 2024, you supervised a team of investigators consisting of Dylan Brunel, Warren Pulley and Chad Kai Kaula, correct?
Yes,
And they were, to your knowledge, they informed you they were investigating an entity known as Soju Bang, correct?
yes,
And Soju Bang, its license number is R00962, correct?
yes,
And they're located at 1649 Kalakaua Avenue, Suite B, Honolulu, Hawaii 96826, correct?
correct.
And is everything that you're gonna testify to this evening, did that take place in the city and county of Honolulu, state of Hawaii?
Yes,
Okay, so as part of your guys' investigation of Soju Bang, you guys also like run a violation check on the entity, right?
correct.
Okay, and that's contained in the report, right?
I believe it is one of the attachments, yes.
Okay, so can you tell the commissioners, based on your guys' background check, the prior citations for this similar offense that we're here for today? That your unit issued on Soju Bang, and the dates, please.
There was one back in June 10th, 2018. That was a violation. There was a warning written, looks like April 15th, 2022. And then there was a warning written on March 15th, 2024.
Okay, and then there also, you're aware of a subsequent one for January of 2025, correct? That you guys
I believe
cited them before as well, right? Okay, and these are all for violation of Honolulu liquor law rule number 3-84-78.03 subsection C, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and then as part of your investigation, you guys run a check of the entity, right?
Yes.
And who is the registered owner of Soju Bang?
Looks like it's Min Young Choi.
Okay.
As his hire date was October 13th, 2020.
Okay, and as part of your guys' investigation, you run a list of all the managers listed for this entity, right?
Correct.
Okay, and then you did that in this your team did that in this instance, correct?
I believe so, yes.
And one of the managers listed on the list of managers that you guys pulled, which they're required to report to you, was an individual, last name Cho, CHO, first name Jae Hyun, spelled JAEHYUN, correct?
Yes.
And he was listed on as a manager on the active employee listing, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So were you aware of an investigation involved of Soju Bang involving investigator Dylan Vernell, Warren Pulley and Chad Kaula on September 6th, 2024 at approximately 11:57 p.m.?
Yes, I believe investigator Brunel wrote a report and cited the premises for the 7th, I believe.
Okay, and as his supervisor, you're required to talk to him about his investigations and review and approve his reports, correct?
Correct.
And in this instance, did you do that?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm showing you a copy of Exhibit 1, City's Exhibit 1. Do you recognize this document?
Yes.
What is it, Mr. Nishigata?
This is investigator Dylan Brunel's notice of violation investigative report.
Okay, and how do you recognize that document?
My signature's on it.
At the bottom, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and is that a complete and accurate report of the investigation of Soju Bang that your team did on September 6th and 7th, 2024?
Yes.
Okay, and I forget if I asked you this before, but you're aware that they issued a citation for violation of Rule 3-84-78.03 subsection C of the rules of the Liquor Commission of the City and County of Honolulu for the violation observed just before midnight on September 6th or just after midnight on September 7th, 2024, correct?
Correct.
Okay, at this time, we'd like to move Exhibit 1 into evidence.
No objection.
And Mr. Nishigata, did everything you testified to this evening, did that take place in the city county of Honolulu, state of Hawaii?
Yes.
Okay, this witness is available for cross or for questioning by the commission.
Any questions?
No.
Glenn, so the only question I have is, when they got there and they did their inspection and they cited, did they give a specific number or give a account of the noise or how many people were in front loitering? Sorry.
I wasn't there, but
Yeah.
let me review the report real fast. Yeah. In his report, he doesn't. 10 to 12 people.
Okay.
Come out of the aforementioned premises and was gathering in front of the premises being loud for approximately 30 to 45 minutes. That's
Okay.
what's in the report.
Okay. Thank you. That's my only question. Thank you. So it's, go ahead, Mr. Luke.
Yes, on that last statement you made, 10 to 12 people outside of the premises.
According to his report, 10 to 12 customers came out of the aforementioned premises and was gathering in front of the premises being loud for 30 to 45 minutes.
They being loud for 30 minutes. The premise,
So the people outside were being loud for 30.
just that 10 to 12?
Correct.
No.
According to the report.
Yeah. You say, I don't have a chance to cross examine.
No, he is, because we didn't have any questions.
Oh, you just have it.
I asked the only question.
Okay,
that I have, yeah, so I let him. cut across.
And when was the violation issued?
Violation was
After
issued.
the 10 to 12 people,
Could you repeat that?
they came out. And then Ms. Brunel made a statement that he waited so many minutes before he issued the
Correct.
yes, how many minutes was that?
He stated for 30 to 45 minutes.
After that?
That's when he observed. The citation was written on September 7th. The next morning at 00:45 hours.
So you're saying that the 10 to 12 people came out? And he was there, and then 30 minutes later, he filed the violation.
He was observing it.
Yeah. But he didn't file a violation at the time the people came out. You know, if you know, because you're just reading,
Yeah, I'm just reading.
you don't know whether as soon as they came out, then they filed them. You know, he waited 30 minutes after they came out. Okay,
He observed it. That's right.
but where is the investigator for that?
He's active Marine, so he's on the main.
Do you have any other cross-examination?
No, but I do have a complaint later, but that's not.
You'll be able to probably give your complaint at the point of your closing arguments or
Sure.
things of that nature, correct? Okay, so is there any other rebuttal you have for the witness statements from this cross?
I do not, Mr. Vice Chair, not for this witness.
So, okay, so you're done, right, with the
I'm
cross?
done.
Okay, so thank you,
Thank
Mr. Nishigata. So Mr. Lee, do you have another witness to call?
I do, I want to call Mr. Min Choi as an adverse witness.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so she's gonna ask you to swear you in, and then she's gonna ask the question.
Do you swear that the testimony you give at today's hearing will be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth? You.
Can you tell the commissioners your full name, sir?
Min Young Choi, MINCHY.
Okay, and is it true you're the owner of the bar and restaurant called Soju Bang located at 1649 Kalakaua Avenue, Suite B, Honolulu, Hawaii 96826?
Yes, I am.
How long have you owned it?
I owned it over, I think 3 years now.
Okay. Now you have an employee, isn't it true? You got an employee that works there. His last name is Cho, first name is Jaehyun, spelled Jaehyun, right?
He's my manager.
He's a manager, correct?
Right.
and he was working on September 6th, 2024, right?
Yes,
And isn't it true that he was issued a violation by the Liquor Commission investigator? And he talked to you about it?
Yes, we're talking about.
Okay, were you there on September 6th, 2024?
Yes, but then I used to work at the behind the kitchen, that's why. Because kitchen was really busy, so he talking with the. And then, yes,
Okay, did you talk to the investigators when they showed up?
I tried to be, but then I had a lot of food that's why I have to making, so. Yes, I think his first time, so he didn't know how important, that's why he trying to talk to with legal commissioner. After that, he told me, oh, I got the ticket. Yes,
But did you personally, Mr. Choi, talk to the Liquor Commission?
I did before, yes. After that, yeah, when I worked, then legal commissioner came back and then I talked to them too.
Okay. And he informed you that they issued him a citation or issued Soju Bang a citation on for violation of rule number 3-84-78.03 subsection C, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna show you a couple things. This is a photo exhibit from exhibit 1, so exhibit 1 sub C. That's is that your
Jay, my
manager,
manager.
Jae Hyun Choi?
Yes.
Cho? Okay, and then I'm gonna show you exhibit B. This is a photo. Is this the outside of your restaurant or bar?
Yes.
Okay. Then I'm gonna show you exhibit A. Did Mr. Cho, did Jaehyun Cho give you
Yes.
the citation? He showed it
Yeah,
to
I
you?
did.
Okay, so and you don't dispute that that's his signature?
This is Jay's signature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Ms. Kawamura talked about interacting with you both in person and via text. Do you dispute anything that she told the commission?
Cause first time complaint was, yes, cause she already told, she heard like really big loud. That time we bought the really big speaker, like amp speaker. We only use 1-2 time, but I spent like few $1,000, but then we use only 1-2 time, then we turn off. We never use after. Yeah, we trying to like fix everything. Then she texts me, and then the door, can you cover something? Then yeah, I called the constructor, and then they came and then they fix. I don't know how they fix, but then they put something like styrofoam something. They trying to cover. Yeah, because our door is mirror, the glass door. I think maybe that's why the noise can go out like easily, but then they put something. Yeah, we be trying to fix everything. And then so before we had 2-3 guys worker, but then at that time, but then she said, oh, I can still listen like noise, whatever. And then now we hired more guys. Now we have 4. So weekday, all the workers, they go out to check the noise once an hour. But then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, once a 30 minutes.
Dude, isn't it true she couldn't complain to you on multiple occasions about your customers making noise outside the bar, right?
Yes. That's why,
You
that's why
guys
we hire more
corresponded.
people. Now we have 4. And then we trying to check outside more time.
Okay, but you guys, you admit you corresponded with her about text, via text and in person about that issue, about your customers making noise outside the bar, right?
Trying to make them, yes. But then, yes, but then,
And then isn't it true, right? She texted you that night, September 6th, 2024, about the noise about people outside making noise, right?
yeah, but then at that time I was there, but then not too big noise.
But she texted you, right?
Yes, she texted me.
And that was the same night that the investigator came and issued the citation to your manager, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Right, that's all I have.
Okay, before we allow cross the witness, commissioners, do you have any questions for the witness? That's the report.
No, I'll hold my questions till after.
Just just one maybe, Vice Chair, is Mr. Choi, when you hired additional people to help address the situation,
Yes.
what kind of process or protocol did you establish for your workers to check the exterior of the premise for the crowd? And did you station anybody at the door or post any signs about loitering or make any announcements about loitering to customers?
Yeah, we post the sign, the back door and the front door too. And then they go out and then they talk to, if customer trying to make noise, and then yeah, tell them, can you please leave here? Cause our neighbor really close by Soju Bank, they can leave, cause they sleeping now, they can, if they heard like noise, they cannot sleep, and then they're gonna complain to us, please, so can you leave? Or yes, this, and then we checking out. Yeah, I told him already, but then once the hour, the weekday, because well, weekday is not too busy, so once the hour, so every worker, the guy worker go out and then they check front door side and the back door side. I mean, back door side is parking lot side, and then but then weekend, so we hire one more person weekend, so one guy go out the front door and then the other guy go out the back door, and then they check every once 30 minutes, every 30 minutes, and then they trying to, even there's no customer, they walking around and they watching. That's my.
Yeah, so my question is going to be this. So what, if your workers are going out every 30 minutes to check for the crowd, what direction or directive do you have you given them? If people are making noise or are loitering over there, how are they to disperse that?
So far our customer really nice, so we always tell them, oh, can you leave? Then they always listen then. So far we don't have any problem with the customer.
Okay, so maybe you don't have now, but back in the time that there's a photo of people out in the front, that there was a citation done, what guidance were you giving them to try to get that group to disperse?
Oh, so I already talked to my employee, maybe you cannot control the customer, please call the HPD, and then they're gonna come to the soju, then they're gonna let them leave.
Okay.
Yes, if you met the big problem, big trouble, then please, yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
They always we call HPD. Sorry.
Okay, so now, I don't have any other crossing or questions for him, so I'm gonna let Mr. Luke. If he has cross-examination for his witness, but we also have to make sure the city doesn't have any other witnesses. Do you want to cross-examine the witness? No, yeah. So, Mr. Lee, is there any other witnesses you have?
We rest, Mr.
Rest.
Vice Chair.
Okay. Mr. Luke,
May I make a motion to dismiss that he hasn't proved his case?
if you want to, but we're gonna deliberate if
Sure,
we
but-
make a choice of that, but there will still be closing arguments for either group.
Yeah, but just for formality, because right now you're all saying that he has a liability with the situation, right? May I make a statement and
Go ahead.
ask for dismissal? Okay. Right now, forget about, the drums. That's not what we'd be charged with today. And the chief witness, Mrs. Kawamoto, her statement basically said, yeah, she was concerned with the noise outside, right? And basically the pictures are outside the license area, right? And any other rebuttal, all the noise and everything we're talking about this night was outside the bar area, okay? Under liquor commission law, the licensee is responsible for what's inside, okay? Or anything outside, the law, the rules of the liquor commission prevail. I want to point out to you, page 37. Okay. Reading, page 37, 382-3825. You know, the restrictions or conditions on licensing.
Yep.
All right. You know, my statement here is that the prosecutor failed to show that the outside area was under the control of the licensee. As far as the liquor commission is concerned, they have the license area, they're in charge of the license area. Once the person goes outside, you know, the licensee is not responsible. You know, just reading that law. That law reads, under the control, areas under the control of the licensee. The prosecution has failed to show that we, by the lease, that they were responsible for the area in front of the bar area. Okay, this is the exception. It tells you that they have to show that we are in control of that area. No proof has been made that we are in charge of that area. You know, the liquor commission has gone in and Mr. Choi, all his employees, hey, just listen to what the investigator said. But I'm just looking at what the law says. You know, outside of the bar, it says under their control. And no proof has been shown that they are responsible for the front of the bar. Simple. They haven't shown anything to say that outside the front door, you know, everybody's talking about everybody outside, the pictures on the outside. You know, that's not a licensed area. And it's incumbent on the prosecutor to come in and say, how are we liable? You know, this is not on the liquor license premises. How are we liable? And I'm just reading from the book. That they have to show outside of, the license premise, they don't have to show anything. You know, they have a liquor license, we're liable for it. Now, anything outside the license area, they have to show that we're in control of it. You know, he goes outside, tell these guys, hey, move. They can tell him, swear at him and, get out of here. You have no jurisdiction to tell us what to do. You know, basically, that is my point, that it was incumbent on him to show that we have control, as he said, of the outside area, outside the bar, is his correct words.
Can I respond?
So you'll have your ability to, so first things are first, your statement, do you rest because you asked if you wanted witnesses?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so now there is closing argument, which you can then argue about what his comment was, because he's going to make his closing argument as well, right?
Sure.
So go ahead.
We've proven this charge to the standard, that basically we've proven that on or about September 7th, 2024, in the city and county of Honolulu, state of Hawaii, the licensee, in this case Soju Bang, permitted entertainment which caused complaints from the public, or reports from the commission's investigators indicated that noise created by patrons departing the premises disturbed residents or tenants of the neighborhood which the premises was located in violation of rule 3-84-78.03 subsection C of the rules of the Liquor Commission of the City and County of Honolulu. Just to specifically address his argument, it fails, and I'll tell you why. When you look at the section he's citing, which is 3-82-38.25, that's the same one he's citing. It says they're also responsible for adjacent areas. Adjacent areas under this statute that he's citing, it says include but not limited to stages, entertainments, lanais, and parking areas. You heard from Ms. Kawamura that they were making noise in the parking lot too. It was and also directly outside the door. That they are responsible for that, and we're just going by the language of the statute which we charged under. We hit all the elements. There's been no defenses aside from that one, which again we've demonstrated that fails. So we're just asking the commission to hold Soju Bang accountable for what they failed to do and what happened on September 7th, 2024.
I'm reading it wrong. It says adjacent areas under the control. I mean, the parking lot You know, they can't sign up for the parking lot if we have nothing to do with the parking lot. You can't sign up for the front area when they haven't shown that we have jurisdiction over the front of
Yeah,
the,
this is, yeah.
the front of the bar. The liquor commission has control over the bar. That's no question. This liquor commission rule says that anything outside of the bar that they have to show them they had control of it. All right? And that's all he had to show, that we had the control of the front area. We had the right to kick out people, which we didn't. You know, the person can, sit in front, Fritz sit in front of the bar. We can't kick them out if they don't leave because we don't have any jurisdiction over them. And I don't think the liquor commission could kick them out either. You know, this I would say is a police matter, not a liquor commission matter. We're responsible for what's in the license area. This is why, I had a concern about the drums, which wasn't the charge against her. And the only charges against us was the outside area. And which this rule specifically says that we're in control of the licensee, and they haven't shown that we had control of that area.
So look, should we take that as your closing statement, or would
Yes,
you like
that's
to
right.
add anything else?
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Okay, so. Does the final things would be stated would be, does the parties have anything further to add?
They're also responsible for the behavior of their patients that they serve alcohol, then we just move on we fit the elements.
Right. Anything further before we go into deliberation?
No,
Okay, so the commission will now deliberate. That would be the motion verbiage. Motion, yeah, by allegation sustained. Yes. Okay, thank you. We are back from deliberation. So first things. So during our deliberation, we took into consideration all of the testimony as well as the evidence that were provided by both parties. Additionally, we took the rule and comments that you raised, Mr. Luke, and the commission has reached this final decision. Commissioners, may I have a motion with respects to the matter?
Yes, Mr. Vice Chair. Motion is to find the allegations sustained.
Second the motion.
It's been moved and seconded to find the allegations in this matter have been sustained. Is there any nays or reservations? Seeing none. The chair also votes aye. The charges have been sustained. Mr. Lee, what is your recommendations for this agenda item?
Noting that there was several prior violations and warnings. There was a previous, I think, violation and fine of $500. Granted, it's just outside the window, so we asked for a fine of $500.
Okay. So commissioners, can I have a motion on in respect to the fine?
Yes, Mr. Vice Chair, motion to approve a fine of $500.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve a recommended fine of $500 for agenda item 16. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, the chair also votes aye. A fine of $500 will be assessed to agenda item number 60.
Can we request findings and fact? Or will that be done?
They'll be prepared.
Yeah, findings and facts.
Yes,
Because this, I think, is a legal question.
right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cool. I think, yeah, that's it, right?
Complete.
Calling agenda item number 17. Liquor Commission pursuant, let me see. Hold on. You do? You sent me 1 second. Gotta go through this. Okay. So okay. So I guess number 17, Liquor Commission. Strategic planning.
This is what we talked about.
Making a note of administratively making a notation of we're forming a PIG.
Yeah, I guess we were counting on the chair being here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
So
mean, if you want, we can just, well, he's not probably gonna be present at the next meeting either.
You might.
Roll it
Could we
forward.
just do it or we can't do it with 3 commissioners?
You can, I think, it's,
I guess, okay, so I guess you can, I guess the question would be, okay, so we're gonna do it to, we'll call the item number 17, Liquor Commission. Pursuant to Hawaii Revised Statute, section 82-2.5B, formation of a permitted interaction group or a PIG to work with the commission staff for a strategic planning event. So we're going to look towards setting a PIG or a permitted interaction group for such matters. Is there any recommendations or is there any volunteers for this PIG?
Vice Chair, I believe that we will recommend that Chair Hune and myself be the participants in the PIG.
Okay, so we have a recommendation that Commissioner Hyun as well as Commissioner Cundiff will be the members of the PIG. So we will move, do we need a motion and a second?
I don't think so. I'll defer to Corp Counsel though.
Go ahead and do that.
Okay.
So moved.
And then
Second.
it's been moved and seconded to create a permitted interaction group. And which the participants will be Commissioner Hyun and Commissioner Cundiff in regards to work with administration staff on a strategic plan. The chair votes aye. Any objections or reservations? Chair votes aye. So far, we have a PIG. Calling agenda item number 18, liquor administrator, administrative matters.
What? Good afternoon, Commissioner Sal Patilos, Administrator, Honolulu Liquor Commission. In terms of operations, I think the really important thing that happened was the fact that on Tuesday, September 23rd, the enforcement investigators went out during their shift wearing body worn cameras. I think it's just been a couple of days, but if you're curious about what the reaction has been to the investigators wearing those cameras while they conducted inspections, you're more than welcome to call up either Glenn Shigata, Chief Neri, who participated, or Investigator Dorado, who also wore the body worn camera in the last couple of days. But so if you'd like some information about the effect that it had, or the reactions that people had about it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Sure.
Would you like to call up?
So I would say, why don't all three of them come up and
Yeah,
give their own insight on how this looks? That way we all have everyone's view, so we all have a good idea of it all.
Yeah, that's great.
Supervising investigator and Glenn Ishigata, enforcement section.
Investigator Desiderado.
Seth Neri, Chief Investigator.
So as far as the program, it started Tuesday night. The equipment is very accessible and easy to use. And when we went out into the field, we didn't see any negative responses from the licensees or patrons so far. It's only been 2 days. So we'll see going forward in this pilot program how people react to it, the public. Like I said, I don't anticipate any big issues with it, and I like the equipment we have now. It's very, very user friendly in my opinion.
I agree with that. We did a few inspections, having done the inspections myself with the cameras on. I mean, you just don't really feel like there's much difference. Didn't really feel too many difference in terms of the interaction itself. A couple patrons maybe might have moved over a little bit, but I usually get the same response even if I don't have a camera on. I think just being able to just stay professional in the role and continuing to do everything how we've done it before. I don't think we should run into issues, and if we do, I'll always keep note and then let my supervisors know.
Thank you for that.
So far, so good. Thank you for that.
Yeah, it's been a great transition for the investigators. I did promise them that I was gonna be out there with them when they initially launched this. As I made my observation, I think that like Dorado had mentioned, it seems like business as usual. I just want to remind them that, don't ever jeopardize your safety for the safety of activating the actual body worn camera. This is a pilot program, so I expect that there's gonna be mistakes during this pilot program. But I have full confidence that the body worn camera is gonna benefit the public and our investigators. So I'm looking forward for more feedback from our investigators and the public.
Now, ultimately, with any type of pilot program, we want everyone's safety to be the main thing there first. And as a pilot program, we want you folks to do the best you can to remember, but if you make a mistake, that's what the pilot's there for. We can't assume that there's gonna be no mistakes in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
But we also wanna make sure, right, that everybody knows, right, that you treat us a different way, it's there, right? We're gonna see it. Same on that camera for us, right? It goes both ways, and that's what we want to make sure the public gets to get used to, as well as our guys, because then we're out there.
Thank the, oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, and I know it's only been a couple of days. But I think in general, do you guys feel that the licensees or the premises that you have entered had been notified and understood and were aware that the program was being initiated and therefore there have not been too many issues, get to the point where I think the upfront communication that went out was good?
Yep,
so far?
I believe I interacted with a few licensees, let them know I have a body camera on, and they notified me that they were aware, they were notified from the commission that we were starting this pilot program.
Good, so good communication went out there. Okay, good. Now, I know we're trying 2 or 3 different vendors. Is that still the process where we're gonna rotate other vendors in as we continue to
That's
roll
still
out?
the idea, because the idea is to see what features are, we like and essentially have that guide us in terms of what the factors we'll consider in the procurement.
Okay.
Only comment was to recognize the administration and the leadership team. Rolling out these things aren't easy. It takes a lot of planning, a lot of communication, and so to hear the feedback early on, albeit tells me that it was done in the right way. So appreciate that.
Very much. Great. Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you, guys.
Thank you.
Another really important item, Assistant Administrator Harai conducted a rural stakeholder meeting on yesterday. I think there was a really good discussion on third-party delivery, which I think she anticipated as being somewhat problematic. But that said, I think there's also going to be another follow-up meeting that Assistant Administrator Harai will schedule.
It's good.
But at least the ball's rolling in terms of wholesale rule changes.
It's the delivery rule that we are spending a lot of time on, the use of services such as Instacart, Uber Eats, DoorDash. It's that, we
If they didn't do
actually kind of worked on it a couple of years ago when we did not complete the rule amendment. So that's one of the focuses.
Right.
And maybe not so important, but Deputy Chen and I were guests on The Right Side, a podcast hosted by Councilmember Augie Tulba. And we just talked about, it's kind of like a primer on what the commission does, its authority, operational concerns, agency initiatives, things like that. Just it's an effort on council members, the council members' part to try to inform the public about what agencies, city agencies as well as state agencies do. It seems like I can never go through one of these updates without talking about interviews and offers. So we've got a couple of offers out for conditional offers out for office assistant 3s, as well as a few conditional offers out for LCIs. And with that, I'm happy to answer any questions you may have about issues of the dates you may have that I haven't covered.
I have
No, that's good. Good update. All right.
Thank you.
So before we move to our last few items, I have to go back. We did have item number 14 to recall to just see if anyone's here. Recalling agenda item number 14, application number 26-00591 from Wine and Dine LLC. All right. So I guess
that date is 9/27.
I know, like they are like,
It'll be SOL.
I guess they won't have that extended space in the Kailua
That's a
street
temporary,
fair.
theoretically, it could be administrative approval. I'm not really sure would be inclined to entertain that.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you had your opportunity.
Yes.
Absolutely.
You were publicly noticed that you had your right, so sorry, but
So no action needed. by
no
the
action
commission.
needed. All right, sounds good. We will move on down to agenda item number 19, Liquor Commission announcements. Anyone?
Announcements.
No announcements. All right.